So what does this look like? First of all, here's the components. There are 9 management styles, and they have 9 separate descriptors, and 17 management qualities for a well-balanced team. We use a circle graph to look at these 9 separate styles. And see if I can flip this on. And here are the 9 management styles: visionary, strategist, innovator, developer, motivator, executor, risk taker, negotiator, and problem solving. These are the styles, management styles, that are evaluated. And as you can see, it goes from 0 to 10 scale. So instantly you can see your team, who has which of these styles, and where it is strong and where it might be lacking.
The thing you want to understand here is that if you have a perfect circle, if you could connect all these dots out here, then you have a perfect management team. When we did our team at Partners, you know, we have a business to grow just like you do. When we did our team at Partners, this showed us things that just amazed me, because we had like 3 holes in our teams. And we immediately began to make those adjustments. So I'll give you an example. I think this is the best tool I have ever seen in my life. And I know Mary Beth says I embellish. I guess as a D I do a little bit. But you know, the sales tool that we use is incredible. And if it's incredible, this thing, there's not a word to describe it, because it will show you things about yourself and your team that'll just amaze you. I always thought I was a risk taker right here. I always thought that I was a risk taker. When I got this back, I did myself, and I just answered the questions innocently like the next guy, I found out that I really wasn't a risk taker, even though I've been an entrepreneur since 1963, but in a serious way since 1972, because those first years I just worked my way through college and high school. But I realized that I wasn't the risk taker that I thought I was, and I've been holding on too tight with Partners, and I was making it grow very slowly because I wouldn't take the risks that were necessary. And then I looked at my team and I found out that Mary Jo, for instance, was a high risk taker. Who would ever think that Mary Jo was a high risk taker and I was a low risk taker? But that's what the instrument showed. And the truth of the matter is, when I looked at it, it was true. Okay? So I said to myself, you have to stop holding on so tight. And I began to adjust my behavior. For instance, I decided that we're going to buy, Partners is going to buy an executive recruiting company. We're going to go out and purchase one probably within the next 12 months. I'm setting up the stage to do that now. Financially, I have to do some things, you know, to get the reserves in the right place. I immediately began to think about that after I realized that I wasn't a risk taker. So just by knowing that, I was able to start adjusting and moving in the right direction. I always thought I was a visionary. I thought I was one of the biggest visionary people on the planet. Found out I wasn't visionary at all. Turns out my son is very visionary. And if I think back 5 years ago, my son wrote me a paper, maybe 4 years ago. He wrote me a paper and he said, Dad, this is what you need to make Partners Through People grow. And I looked at the paper and I said, yeah, this is nice, Sammy, it looks good. And if I think about it now, he was 100% on target. See, because Sam the fourth or third is not the visionary, but Sam the third is. So by learning these things, and I don't have any problem telling you about our weaknesses, because I think it's okay. Every team has weaknesses. But if you can identify those and start listening to your people who have the strengths opposite you, and you can fill that circle out and get somebody on the outer part of that circle in every part of your team, then you've got a team. And I immediately formed a new management team at Partners, and I brought my partner Frank, who's been my partner for years, and got Mary Beth to be more active on that management team, and brought in a couple other people on that management team, and we're starting to leapfrog ahead now, like light years compared to before. So that's what you're going to see in these management styles. You really need all of them.